Hello friends, I welcome you in lecture number 26 on group theory. In this lecture we will discuss some examples on group homomorphism. We have defined group homomorphism in previous lecture and we just recall the definition of group homomorphism. We know that group homomorphism is a function from one group to another group. Suppose I have two groups G under binary operation star and group H under binary operation delta, then a function f from G to H is called a group homomorphism if for any two elements A and B in group G, f of A star B equal to f of A delta f of B. So this is the definition of group homomorphism. If we want to prove that f from G to H is a group homomorphism, then we have to show that this condition is satisfied. So with this definition in mind, we try to consider some examples in which we will show that given function is a group homomorphism. So we start with this example. Let G be the group of non-zero complex numbers under multiplication and G dash be the group of non-zero real numbers under multiplication. Prove that the mapping f from G to G dash defined by f of z equal to absolute value of z is a homomorphism. So here group G is the set of non-zero complex numbers, and if we denote the set of complex numbers by this notation, then G is this C minus 0. C is the set of complex numbers, and G dash is the set of non-zero real numbers that we can write as R minus 0. And we have to prove that for any z belongs to z in capital G, that is for any non-zero complex number, we have to prove that f of z equal to absolute value of z is a homomorphism. This we want to prove. So we start by taking two elements in the domain. Here domain of function is G. G is the set of non-zero complex numbers. So we start by taking two non-zero complex numbers. Let Z, W are two non-zero complex numbers. Then we have to show that we want to prove that f is a homomorphism. So we have to prove that, then to prove that f of z into w operation in both the sets is ordinary multiplication. So here we write multiplication of two non-zero complex numbers, and we have to show that this is equal to f of z into f of w. Now we know that if z is a complex number, absolute value of z is a real number. Therefore f of z and f of w are real numbers, and because z and w are non-zero complex numbers, their absolute value is also non-zero. Therefore these two numbers are non-zero real numbers. So to prove this, we just start by value of function at z into w. This is by definition absolute value of z into w, and we know that if we have absolute value of the product, then this we can write as product of absolute values of complex numbers. This property is true for any two complex numbers. Absolute value of product of two complex numbers equal to product of their absolute values. So we are using this standard property of complex numbers. Absolute value of z into w equal to absolute value of z into absolute value of w. Now absolute value of z is nothing but f of z, and this is f of w. Therefore we have shown that for any z w in the domain, that is group G, f of z into w equal to f of z into f of w. Therefore our function is a homomorphism. Therefore f of z equal to absolute value of z is a homomorphism because it preserves operations. F of z into w equal to f of z into f of w. So whenever we are trying to prove the group homomorphism, we have to take care of operations given in both the groups. If we are given star, here we will write star for two elements. If we are given delta, here we will write delta. Suppose we are given G with addition and H is given under multiplication, then our condition will look like this: f of a plus b equal to f of a into f of b. In this example, operation is multiplication in both the groups. For this group of non-zero complex numbers, operation is multiplication of complex numbers, and here operation is standard multiplication of real numbers. So that we have used here. Here we have used multiplication of complex numbers, and here we have used multiplication of real numbers. And this is very easy to prove because of this property of complex numbers. Absolute value of product of complex numbers equal to product of their absolute values, and using this property we are able to show that this function is a homomorphism. We consider another example. Let small a be any element in a group G, that is G is a group. The function f from z to G, where z is the set of integers defined by f of n equal to a raised to n, is a homomorphism. So here our function is from set of integers to group G, and a is given as any element of G. Okay, it is given that a is an element of G, and because G is a group, a raised to n is also in G for any integer n. Therefore this is a well defined function. Now we have to prove that f of n equal to a raised to n is a homomorphism. So here in set of integers, our operation we will consider is addition. Okay, they have not specified the operation, but we know that set of integers is a group under the addition operation, standard addition of integers. So we will consider addition operation here, and in group G operation is not given, so we denote the operation of group G by star. So f is a function from Z under addition to G under binary operation star, and we want to prove that this f is a homomorphism. So for that we take two elements in the domain. Here domain is this set of integers. So we start by taking two elements in the set of integers. That means we take any two elements, say m and n, in this set of integers, and then we try to show that this f of m plus n will be equal to f of m star f of n. Now this is equal to, by the definition of given function, f of n is a raised to n. So here we have a raised to m plus n, and this I can rewrite as a raised to m star a raised to n, because G is a group, so this property will be satisfied. A raised to m plus n equal to a raised to m star a raised to n. Because G is a group and a is an element of G, we can write this is equal to a raised to m star a raised to n. Now a raised to m is the value of f at integer m, and this is f of n. Okay, using definition of homomorphism, f of n is a raised to n. So therefore we are able to show that f of m plus n equal to f of m star f of n for any two members or for any two integers in this set of integers. Therefore f is a homomorphism. F is a homomorphism from set of integers z to any group G, and f is given by f of n equal to a raised to n. So we are just using the definition of homomorphism to prove that this function is a homomorphism, and here operations are addition is in the domain and this is arbitrary group, so we denote the operation of this group by star. We consider another example related to group homomorphism. Let G with star and H with delta be two groups with identities denoted by E suffix G and E suffix H respectively. That is, identity of group G is denoted by E suffix G and identity of group H is denoted by E suffix H. These two are arbitrary groups. Suppose F from G to H is a group homomorphism. So it is given that F is a group homomorphism, and we are asked to prove that F of identity in G equal to identity in H. Image of identity of G under group homomorphism F is identity of group H. Similarly, if we take any element in group G, then image of A inverse under F is inverse of F of A. F of A will be element in group H, and inverse of F of A will be equal to F of inverse of A for any A belongs to G. So we have to prove these two properties for any group homomorphism. Here F is a arbitrary homomorphism from arbitrary group G to arbitrary group H, and it is easy to prove these two properties. So we start by proving this property. We are given that EG is the identity of G. Therefore we can write that EG star EG equal to EG, because EG is the identity and star is the operation of group G. So we can write EG equal to EG star EG. Now we apply F on both sides. Therefore F of EG equal to F of EG star EG. It is given that F is a homomorphism. So this I can rewrite as F of EG delta F of EG, because operation in H is delta, and these two elements F of EG will be a member of H, and H has operation delta. So because F is a homomorphism, we are using the definition of homomorphism here. F of EG star EG equal to F of EG delta F of EG. So we have shown that F of EG delta F of EG equal to F of EG, and we want to prove that F of EG equal to E suffix H. So for that we can multiply by inverse of F of EG on both sides. F of EG is an element of group H, and because H is a group, F of EG inverse exists and it belongs to H. Therefore we can take F of EG inverse on both sides. So I am taking F of EG delta F of EG star EG inverse. Same thing here. Here I am writing F of EG inverse. Now because these two are inverses of each other in group H, this we can replace by identity of group H. Similarly, this will be replaced by identity of group H. So that I have written here. This is equal to identity of H by the definition of inverse. Same thing here. This is equal to identity of H by the definition of inverse. Because these two are inverse of each other, F of EG delta F of EG inverse must be equal to identity of H. Now using the definition of identity, this is equal to F of EG. So here this we replace by F of EG, because EH is the identity element. So here we have used the definition of identity. Therefore, f of Eg equal to f of EH. So if f is a group homomorphism, it preserves identities. That is, f of or image of identity of group G equal to identity of group H. If as f is a homomorphism from G to H, then image of identity of G under F is image of identity of H. Another property is, if we take f of A inverse, then that is equal to inverse of f of A. We want to prove that f of A inverse equal to inverse of f of A. So for this I have to show that f of A delta f of A inverse must be equal to identity of H in both the ways, on this side also, f of A inverse delta f of A. If I can prove this, then I have shown that these two are inverses of each other. Therefore I can write that f of A inverse equal to f of A inverse. So how to prove this? So if we go back reverse, this we can rewrite by the definition of homomorphism. I can replace this by f of A star A inverse. Okay, I can write this because this also I can replace by f of A inverse star A. So here I am using the definition of homomorphism. Now this A star A inverse is nothing but identity in G. So this is true. We want to prove this. So this is true if this is true, this is true if this is true, and this is true if this is true. So we have shown the proof here. To prove this, I have to prove that f of Eg equal to EH. Or I can start in reverse way. I will start by writing this. I can start from this. Suppose I take any element in G, then because Eg is the identity, we can write that. Okay, let me write here. Suppose I take any element in G, then I can write that A star A inverse equal to A inverse star A equal to identity in G. Therefore I apply homomorphism f of A star A inverse equal to f of A inverse star A equal to f of Eg. Now because f is a homomorphism, this I can replace by f of A delta f of A inverse. Similarly, this I can rewrite as, using the definition of homomorphism, f of A inverse delta f of A and f of Eg equal to EH. So here we are using that f is a group homomorphism, and we have proved this part. If f is a group homomorphism, f of Eg equal to EH. So now by the definition of inverse, from this we can write that inverse of f of A equal to f of A inverse, or f of A inverse equal to fa inverse. So it is easy to prove these two properties that I have written here. Whatever I discuss, let A be any element of G, then by the definition of inverse we can write A inverse star A equal to A star A inverse equal to Eg. Now we apply f. Okay, f of this equal to f of this equal to f of this. Now we apply the definition of homomorphism. F of A inverse star A equal to f of A inverse delta f of A. Same thing here. And by the definition of inverse, we can write that this f of A inverse is the inverse of f of A. that we can write mathematically inverse of f of a equal to f of a inverse, or we can write this in this way. So this is what we wanted to prove. So this is general property. We will remember this. If f is a group homomorphism from G to H, then f preserves identities, that is f of identity of G equal to identity of H, and f preserves inverses also. Image of A inverse under F equal to inverse of f of A. So these are the simple problems related to group homomorphism. They can ask you this type of problems. They can ask you to check whether function is a group homomorphism or not, or they can ask you to prove these two simple properties. So this is all about this session. I hope you like it. Thank you very much.